Welcome back to the Rules of Engagement. We just wrapped up analysis on the Bomber vs. Goswser series. We're now on to the Q&A. Reminder, if you want to have any questions, tweet them at me at axslav, or of course, leave them in a YouTube comment under recent Rules of Engagement video. I'll answer all those at the end of every single Rules of Engagement episode. Again, a reminder that Rules of Engagement will air every day, Monday through Friday, right after our WCS content. So our first question is going to be from Death Hydra Z. It says, I use Burrow a lot in my builds as it seems to be both a great offensive and defensive tool. It has won me several games. Why do I see so many pro Zergs skip researching / using it, even when playing with Heavy, Roach, or Infester? So that's something that a lot of Zerg players haven't really figured out how to utilize it inside their build. Now, if you're watching the very top level, GSL and Pro League, I've actually noticed a lot more Burrow Banings being utilized. Something, especially when you're using the Baning speeding attacks against Terran, and you just constantly, when you pull back from attack, you just grab 2 Banings and you burrow them. I mean, the Terran sees it, but they have to use a scan if they want to get rid of it, and that scan will cost them more than those Banings. So we are starting to see it utilized a little bit more, but it's something that you have to think about doing while in your game. And so if it disrupts your macro or your micro in some other extent, sometimes it can be detriment. As players get better and better and better, you're going to see them start to utilize more tricky play like that because they have the extra attention span to start throwing in a lot of cute micro tricks. Another cool use of Burrow I think we'll start seeing as the skill gets higher and higher is just a lot more burrowed Zerglings across the map for scouting. You can put them everywhere. You can scout drops very effectively, and your opponent won't even know you scout the drop. Which is almost the best way to scout drops, that they don't know, because then you can ambush it and get ahead. Or even just keeping an eye, tabs on their army control and things like that. So it is something that's starting to be utilized a little bit more at the very top level. But again, it's something that people have to figure out how to fit into their build, how to fit it into the general way they approach macro and micro throughout the pacing of their hand movements throughout the game. So it's something that takes a little bit of time to add in, and it will come over time. Next question is going to be from Joe. And he says, how do you think Mass Queen Muta would be in Zerg vs. Zerg? It works nicely in the lower league. So, we have seen, there was, I think it was a GSL match, GSL Codes match I saw, where a player did that. They had like 5 or 6 queens with their Muta pack. And the one advantage of that is if you can combine your Queen Muta versus their Muta, you're going to win that battle. Easy. Not even a question. But what happened in that actual game is the other player sent a lot of speedings with their mutas. And cost for cost, a queen is the same cost as 6 speedings, and 6 speedings will tear apart a queen. And so the speeding muta player, the speedings killed the queens very quickly, and then the speedings went on to counter the base. And so even though the muta ball fight actually went the side of the player with the queen muta, the other guy's mutas retreated, and his speedings did so much damage to the other guy's economy that he then got ahead and proceeded to win the game. So Queen Muta works really, really well at a lower league because in a straight-up fight, it's extremely efficient. But the problem is that speedlings, using your minerals on speedlings instead of mutas, is better if you have the additional multitasking ability to constantly run by and attack your opponent's drones. And you kill the drones mining gas, you delay the gas income, that hurts your muta count, and you'll eventually get ahead by doing too much damage to their economy using speedings as a mineral dump instead of the queens. So that's why you don't see it too much at a super high level, because the mobility play is so important, and speedings really fit that mobility role quite well. This wraps up the Q&A section and wraps up the entire episode of Rules of Engagement. But we'll be back again tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, for more WCS America Qualifier content, and then following that will be another episode of Rules of Engagement. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.